Show. Yeah, that's right. Welcome in. Welcome back, folks, to a Notre Dame's next chance to gain national credibility is here, and it's against the Dogs. Give me the Dogs edition of the Always Irish Show. As always, you can find the program on YouTube. Do it. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Appreciate it very much. Get a video a thumbs up. That helps Yanni Boy out as well. Notifications anyway. You don't miss nothing. Twitter, search bar Always Irish or at Always Irish Inc. Emails alwaysirishnd@gmail.com. Audio only. Anywhere you want it, you can get it. If you don't want to see my face, nobody blames you for that. How do you think I feel every day? Call-in lines 312. Buzz his girlfriend. Woof. Call-in lines 312-988-15. Dialed up. Tell Uncle Johnny all you've heard and seen. Notre Dame Fighting Irish, brought to you by Sports Illustrated. Read about it every day of your life. Patreon.com/Always Irish. He the former captain. He the leading tackler. Mike Goolsby and myself with Jared Clark doing the offense. Thanks to everybody who's over there. NDCFP. Get some half price ND with Mikey and me. Oh, I like those rhymes. All right. What a ride this year has been from beginning to end. And truly, all of the Freeman era has been a pretty wild ride these first few years. And now here we are. Notre Dame versus Georgia, one of the very best programs in the nation for many years now. Terrific head coach, proven winner. Title skins on the wall, recruiting championships. We know all of it, man. Great talent, great recruiting, proven winners, whatever. All of that. Georgia has earned all of those credentials. They've earned them. They weren't given to them. They've earned them. Respect that. This Georgia game provides Notre Dame with a couple new opportunities. Number one is, even without their starting quarterback, Notre Dame would gain more national credibility for beating Georgia than they would if they beat Indiana 70-0. It's just different. It's a different discussion, and everybody understands that. You're going to get a different level of forced credibility, whether people want to give it to you or not, if you're able to get this one. Secondly, outside of perception, practically, if you win this game, you're one game away from playing for Notre Dame's next championship. It's a big deal. There's a lot on the line. It's a big deal. So here's how I see this. It feels to me a little bit like the Ohio State game last year, where you understand the talent you're going up against, what that roster is, all the recruiting stuff, all that. But you just feel like Ohio State was gettable last year. You felt like if you had a chance to knock off a team with that much a top 3 recruiting team or whatever, it was a good year to do it against Ohio State. And I feel like that played out. And Notre Dame was in position to do it, and we gave the game away. There's no way around it. We gave the game away. Offensively, defensively, coaching, everybody failed at the end of that game, and you gave it away. You deserved to win that game, and you blew it. So it kind of feels like that with Georgia, where everybody respects them. But if there's a year you might be able to get in there and clip them, this might be it. The QB questions. They lost a couple games, 8 overtimes against Georgia Tech. You allowed over 220-something yards rushing to UMass. It feels like if you're going to get these guys, this may be a great chance to do it. Obviously, the Mills news hurts, but you got a next man up this thing, which Notre Dame's done a good job of all year. Can you do it again? I don't know. Let's start on defense. Notre Dame's going to have to be exactly what they've been all year. Really, really good. You going to be able to stop the north-south run without Mills? I don't know. You going to be able to generate a pass rush against their massive offensive line? I don't know. They got guards that are 325 plus. So defensively, first and foremost, Notre Dame's got to hold up front to have any chance in this game. If I was Georgia early on, my plan, I would see if I could push Notre Dame and run north-south. Take the pressure off of our young quarterback so he doesn't have to throw it around to be a hero to beat Notre Dame. Notre Dame cannot allow that. You can't get ran on north-south and let them control the clock, take the game out of that kid's hands. That is a recipe for Notre Dame to lose. Even if that means you got to commit extra bodies to the line of scrimmage to stop it and risk more exposure on the back end, you may end up where you just have to do it. That's Georgia's quickest path to beating Notre Dame is a north-south run game, ball control, time off the clock. They're pushing us back 5 yards on a first down, north-south run play. That would be Georgia's number one, recipe to beat Notre Dame, in my opinion. You can't allow it. So if you got to sell out, stop that run, and be more exposed somewhere else, you're just going to have to do it, because that is the quickest path to a Notre Dame loss. Can't let it happen. I feel like Notre Dame's secondary has a chance to be heroes. This quarterback's inexperienced in these type of moments. Bait him into throwing you a couple balls. Uncle Al, dial something up. Dial something up to confuse this kid. Goolsby's been talking about somebody be a hero. Somebody become a Notre Dame legend in this type of game. Tip a couple balls, interception, bait the guy, whatever, to throw it right to, whatever you got to do. Uncle Al, dial it up. Maybe you give up more on the ground than you want. You're not able to get the pressure you want or whatever, but you punch a couple balls out, or you get the kid to throw you a couple. There's a lot of ways to skin this dog. The dogs. So that's what I see defensively. If you get ran on and you're giving up 5 yards of carry on first down, you're screwed. Notre Dame's losing. Book it. Can't happen. Offensively, Notre Dame's got to be able to run the ball decent to win this game, I think. And Riley Leonard's got to be a big part of it. He is going to take hits. He's going to take vicious hits. You need those Leonard keep option looks, keep it RPO, whatever. You're going to need those to be a big part of the recipe to beat Georgia, and I don't see any other way around it. I love. I love the Price is Right. I love all that. Leonard's going to also have to be a part of that running dynamic to make any of this open up. And I know nobody likes the idea that he's going to get hit a bunch, whatever. I don't love it either. This is the playoffs. You got to risk everything you have. You got to lay your body on the line, man. And so Leonard's going to have to be a big part of that recipe, and you're going to have to be able to run the ball. It can't be like the recent Georgia games where you had 52 yards rushing and 78 yards rushing or whatever. No, you're losing. It can't be that. This needs to be very different. And Leonard and his mobility, keeping the ball, that is the key to me to keep Georgia playing straight up, is the risk that he could burn you taken off. So you're going to have to be able to run the ball decent. I also think you're going to have to throw the ball some, I believe. I'm just telling you, I would be totally shocked if Kirby Smart allows Notre Dame to just be able to run the ball on them and there isn't much pressure on Leonard to have to throw the ball for first downs or key conversions or whatever, or to stretch the defense back or whatever. If you can line up and run it on Georgia, God bless you. Do it all night till the cows come home. But I think you might have to throw the ball a little bit, man. This is a real defense, real athletes everywhere. It isn't going to be easy. No dumb throws by Leonard. Guys got to get open, make plays. Later in the year, it seems like Faison is his favorite target that he's building a vibe with, whatever. Go ahead. Keep doing it. Can the tight ends get involved again? I'd take that. I did an episode the other day highlighting out for far too long. Whenever Notre Dame gets in these big post-game moments, the narrative is, well, the offense isn't going to do anything. We need the defense. Basically pitch a shutout, block a punt, get it 2 pick sixes, and then maybe the offense could score a touchdown to help out. It's got to end, you guys. It's got to end. There's just, in the modern era where Notre Dame has to win 4 games to win a title, I just don't think it's likely you're going to be able to just lean on the defense to do that in the modern era. I think you're going to have to score. That offense has got to be a part of the solution, not the problem in these big post-game playoff moments moving forward. 14 points, not enough to win. 3 points, not enough to win. So it's just not enough. This needs to be the moment where the Notre Dame offense does their part, and they're a part of the reason we win these games, not just being drug across the finish line by the defense or not even getting to the finish line and losing. Notre Dame's offense got to do their part. Mike Denbrock, dial it up, baby. Dial it up. Now's the time. Special teams, field goal kicking. Listen, I know a lot of people are still worried about it. I'm still worried about it. The Indiana game was a huge step forward. The 49-yarder in that cold made it with a little draw and a lot of room to spare. The second one he made a little closer, and the third one was a line drive, blocked, barely got it. It just seemed like a line driver. That's progress. That is progress. Hitting that 49-yarder in that moment, the first one, that was a big sign to me. So you can't have any mistakes there. You got anything tricky you want to do offensively or in special teams? You got something dialed up for Tyler Buckner? Like, what are we doing? If you got anything, Denbrock, you got anything up your sleeve? Biaggi, you got anything up your sleeve? Maybe you feel like you got to steal a couple possessions from Georgia. Do you got one or two tricks up your sleeve you could do? Now's the time to unload them. Here's the final thing. Too many times in these playoff moments, it is felt and looked like Notre Dame was playing not to lose or playing to keep it close and not lose by a lot rather than playing to win. That was always the feeling in the Kelly era, is super conservative everything. It just felt like we were playing to minimize by how much we were going to lose by rather than playing to win. If Notre Dame's going to go down to Georgia, go down in flames and go for it. If you try a couple trick plays and they blow up on you in Georgia and whatever, I would rather you go balls to the walls trying to win this one than play timid like we have before. And it's shown. It has felt like you were playing scared before. It looked like you were playing scared. The players looked tight. The coaches looked tight. It all looked wrong. That all needs to change. Go in there and play to win this game rather than to just play to not lose. There is a very, very big difference. This is the time. This is the moment. This is the group. You need to go for it. And if you take some chances and it doesn't work out, I'll at least respect your balls to go for it. This Notre Dame team has a different feel. The vibe is different, blah, 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 blah. All this stuff. Let's see how far you could ride that. Let's see how far you could ride that. And in these moments, I revert back to Notre Dame history and WWFD. WWFD is, what would Frank do? I know what Frank would do. Frank would win the game. That's what Frank would do. Bring back some of that. Go win this game. Change the whole narrative. 27-24. Notre Dame finds a way. Let's go. Don't forget to check out the merchandise. The link is in the description. You can browse and carouse all the different Always Irish gear. Make sure you head over there and get something for the next tailgate. Thanks for being here.